Hello, this is Divine Sunshine coming to you with your conversations or interview with the karmic. Okay, so um, this came from a conversation I was having with myself with the karmic in trying to understand to help them understand. This is in my head, not in real life, to understand like what it is when you are living in your truth. This past Saturdays ago, I had exercising this to loosen up because I could feel it. Um, I had a dance competition, and at the end of it, when my students had won the second place, they had a mix up with the prize or the trophy or the award or the plaque. When I seen it, automatically, you know me, especially I'm doing this work, I could look and tell that something wasn't right with the thing because it didn't have the right category in which they say we had won. It said second place for creative dance. I'm like, we didn't go into creative dance. You know, our other group, we did have two teams. It said we did hip hop. And so when I look at the plaque, I automatically knew something wasn't right. And I was like, oh, that's not really our award. But she's like, no, you all won. So when the next teacher came up there, the coach from our same school, and they said that they had won second place as well for a creative dance, they didn't have a plaque. And so they was like, okay, they say, coach, the captains come up there. So I'm looking at the student and she looking back at me, you know, and I'm looking at them and I'm saying, what's going on there? And so she's like, and they telling her she's about to walk away and come on back. You know, our kids are, they're like, forget it. And so then she was like, no, stay right here. We're going to figure this out. So long story short, when it all came down to it, it was actually mixed up with, they did not, it was two schools that had won second place twice in both categories, but they only had one plaque or one award that they had ordered for that place. And so when I looked at it, they was like, they was trying to figure it out. And so I told the young lady, and I was like, listen here, I can clear this up right now for you all. This is not our award. You're missing the second place middle school hip hop award. This actually goes to the other coach that's on here. And I said, and so I don't know where ours is. I said, either you're going to have to order it or you're going to have to find somebody else. And they was like, that's what we were saying. And thank you for confirming that. Now, I could have sat up there and made the other coach from our same school said, oh, well, we at the same school. We just going to share this plaque. This is both our plaques. And knowing that, or I could just kept my mouth closed and said nothing and looked at it and no, this don't rightfully belong to me. But, you know, but play it off. It's like, well, I don't know where yours is at. So you go and you figure it out. Me, so that day we walked away with knowing we had won second place, telling people we had won second place, but we had no proof because we didn't have the plaque or the reward. The lady, I told her, gave my address, I said, I'll come up here and I'll pick it up. Lady, long story short, she emailed me. I was kind of worried. I said, I don't know if she a person of her word, if she going to actually give me the plaque, because she know it actually belongs. She said, oh, it ain't going to take nothing but like 2 weeks for them to give the plaque, and so we just going to have them print them out, and it'll be shipped to you in 2 weeks. You know, it's not going to be no biggie thing. Give me your email. So she contacted me and said, I need your address, school address, and we're going to send it there in the care of you. Lo and behold, they did. I think it didn't even take 2 weeks. I thought it almost took 1 week. Whatever, as soon as I was, and she was the person of word. How I transferred that over into is with the karmic situation. You, in the karmic situations, or third-party energies, you know instinctively, just like I did, when I looked at that plaque, something about this plaque ain't right. It don't honestly say, this is truly divinely belonging to me, or this is my really true love here. This look like this said this is property or twin flame of divine sunshine, but I'm seeing it, and I'm gonna keep on kind of trotting around with it, saying that this black belongs to me, instead of being a bigger person and saying, you know what, this rightfully, this divine masculine or this divine counterpart or divine feminine don't really belong to me. This needs to go back to its rightful owner, who actually put in the work to really have been awarded this relationship, instead of me stealing it and taking it as my own, or staying in it and making it work, but knowing that this is not something I truly was awarded or given or been destined to be as their partner. Some of the karmic situations of the third party energies are at that point. And that was my conversation I was having. It. It's best that at the end, although you don't know by you giving up, like I gave back up the reward and gave to the church, like, am I truly going to get a reward in return for that? And it was. And it was actually much sooner than I thought that I had got the right reward with my name. This is the same thing, just like the karmic. I would tell them, you will get the rightful relationship. Maybe as soon as you lose it, you got to end something to begin it. And as soon as you let it go, then something new will easily take its place. And it's better. That was rightfully mine, had our name on it, say we had won for the category that we have gotten. And that's the thing that I was saying spiritually and through the ethers to the karmics. That why would you do that? And at the end of the day, I felt more prouder. I was a very good example for my kids. Those of them that have in karmic situations, that have kids that I involve. They learned a valuable lesson to practice honesty at any cost. That it might add for you to give up the dream of things that you have, for somebody to give you rightfully that belongs to you, that you taking credit of somebody else's stuff. And my kids was all right with it. In the day, I told them that my team, I said, I love you. I'm so proud of you all. And it was mutual. I was thought and thinking in some ways that when I said that, they might say, that was our reward. That was our reward, Miss Booker. You should have kept that. No, they was honest, and they was honest too. And they say, okay, that's fine. We know ours is coming. They're like, what happened to it? I said, they're going to send us ours. They didn't prepare right. They did not order more than one award for a category. They should have. They made a mistake, but they're going to make it right for what they had did. Once kids understand it, especially if kids are involved in these situations, once you explain to them and show it and confirm it and come back with it and be consistent and show them that, they will follow suit. I'm just going to constantly say that. Okay, so that was a lesson, and that was a conversation that I had with the karmic in my head. So now I'm going to have an interview with the karmic situation and also with source, and saying about as far as what is going on. So you'll see me flip out. Maybe I'll start for a little while, and if I see the energy is getting too heavy, then I'll start flipping out and going to the karmic, to the source, asking me about what is their spin of the karmic situation. Okay? All right, that's just my introduction as to why I came to that. All right then, so now, what's back here? Clear. All right, what is going on with you in the third party energies right now? Or what's going on? Okay, so right now you're feeling absolution, forgiveness, and penance for where you are. You want redemption. Okay, what do you want redemption about? Clear. Feeling that you want forgiveness, that you were the privileged lady. Privileged lady meaning that you felt that you was entitled to the position that you were, the way you were presenting yourself out into the public or to your friends and families, about how maybe the house or the home that you share as well, you felt that you were privileged, that you were really overdoing it. To me, I'm looking here, this person is over the top, and as where is how they're presenting this hat with the outfit that you have on, and so you want redemption on that. Okay, all right, interesting. Can you tell me also what's currently going on with you with you being in a relationship with the divine counterpart, with the divine, be the masculine or divine feminine, whatever. This is a general with the twin flame, let's put it that way, or the divine unisoul. What's currently going on? You see that your counterpart is thinking about becoming an official person. That means they're coming up on the up and up. They're trying to make right with where they are. Maybe they had not been a stand-up person, but they're really trying to be an official person. Some of them, you all said that they're not being an official person. They're still being kind of low down, dirty something and something. Okay, some of them is still not being official. Okay. You're also seeing that they're looking, most time when I see that, they're looking, okay, they're in bad health. This is literally, I'll get a fork in the road, that you feel that some of them are still codependent on feminine energy, rather is of the divine feminine or the karmic as well. Emotionally, let me take a thing of that, saying this is more so of, because it's kind of hard for me to go, so I'm gonna keep on talking as if it's the divine, the aspect of the divine masculine and the karmic feminine, because that's what I know, but you can flip it around and change it around to you, because this is a collective, this all over. Some of this will resonate, some of this will not resonate. Okay, so before you hitting the thumbs down or whatever like that, I'm just letting you know. But I'm gonna come from that aspect, because it's kind of hard for my mind to kind of flip and do all over. So I'm going to take it from that aspect, because that's the way I can say it and it keep on flowing. And then if you want to flip it to say divine feminine or masculine, you can do that. That's just the majority of this way I'm seeing it right now. So you're saying right now that you're seeing 20 minutes. It's gonna be more than that. It's gonna be 40 because I talked. Okay. They're looking at some feminine to kind of help them. So you're seeing that they're saying that they're still codependent about some things. As well. I see this window as well. Excuse me. So they opening up the windows to 2. What does that mean for this? Some of them, when you're saying, if they're looking at aspects of the divine feminine, they open up the windows to their soul, and they're helping them find alternatives as to how to get out of the place that they currently are in. Okay, but he's looking at, they saying a lot of times, some of them saying if they do have codependencies on feminines, but he looks like right now, before it was her. Okay, thank you for divine confirmation. But now it's shifting to the divine feminine to help him to get out of those energies, to help him to get out of the situation that he is in right now. Okay, anything else? She understands with the divine master, he's looking for the source or the powers that be to help gift him with a gift, like something to help him kind of get out of this situation that he's presently in, to help him keep the flames going, because he knows, I see a picture in the background, that the divine feminine is waiting, is a woman waiting there. And he needs some enlightenment. A lamp unto his foot. So some kind of way somebody lighten his path. So he knows exactly which direction he needs to go. She knows emotionally that he's really been working on himself. That he's been trying on different identities and personas of himself. He's been doing this in the dark, like behind the scenes, but he's been gaining enlightenment too. And he's been cutting some cords on some things as well. Okay. Next thing I was about to say, clear. How do you feel about the divine feminine? So you saying death rites, saying goodbye, formal occasion, honoring lives. That's what I say. What you talking? You wish she was dead. Knowing that her flexibility, because this looks like a cat to me, her flexibility in this situation is actually dead. It's dying. I see a little part of it still alive through the eyes, trying to see your way, but it's really actually dead. With this, the 9 lives that they had, that she's probably spending, turn this situation over and over and over again, trying to revive it, trying new ways, dressing a different way, maybe cooking a different way, trying to take them out on dates and trying to revive this thing. It's like she's saying, when it comes to divine feminine, she knows that it's time to say goodbye. Honoring lives, she knows she's getting to the point that she knows she needs to. It's 11 here, so about the twin flame, the connection, that it's a time to honor what is really there as far as the connection. Formal occasion, trying to see about how to be able to dress for an occasion, the formalities. Right now she's just going through the formalities of things. It's not anything of love, it's just business right now. Taking care of home, just doing the things that it is if they're married, just going through the just the regular rigmarole that you go through. Formal to me is like love is lost right there, wherever she's at, right there. And this is what she's bringing up. She's telling me about what's happening even in the home, but it just became very formal. You know, I know that even with my parents, how it was. You know, mine was like, well, my duty is to give. Or they would be upset with each other, but she would still fix him dinner, you know, whatever thing. She's like, nah, but no matter how, whatever goes on between him and I don't stop that, because that's part of my duties. So right now it's just down to the duties part of it, which is the formality of the things that, you know, I guess you expect to go on if they're in a committed relationship or if they're in a marriage. Okay, is there any other thing that you would like to say about how you view the divine feminine? Okay, Maynade, madness, ecstatic, ritual, energy release. I'm gonna have to get the book for this. Okay, you're gonna turn back on, that's fine. What is this, number 19? I don't know this word. Maynades are the female priestess of the god Dionys, maddened by the fruits of the vine, and given the space of ritual, they descend into a ritual ecstasy where an orgy of carnal delights, instability, frenzy, dance, and gluttony are allowed. Within that space, the divine manners we all have, including you, is given expression and exalts itself relatively. When she comes to you in this card, it is for you to know to now find a safe space to do what you have considered to be unsafe in a safe and protected way. What does that mean? Yeah, that's what I was asking. You may be longing to be free, wild to let loose, to cast off the chains and find expression in dancing sex parties. And she comes to you now, this creature who will devour you if you do not find a way to safely express these urges. Hold on. It is safe for you to give way to feelings of intense bliss and happiness, even excitement, feeling deeply, allowing yourself to be swept up in the rapture is a beautiful thing for you to experience at this time. It is safe to let this happen under the current circumstances. So to me, it looks like what she's saying in some ways. Uh, what I am feeling on this, and just to be 100%, is like, I understand you probably hearing this news, a part of you is feeling happy, and she's saying, you know what, rightfully so, you are due that happiness and that bliss. You know, don't get overly about it, and it comes into ego. But she's saying now that you're seeing that some of the cycles of these karmic cycles or these third party energies are coming to a close, that you rightfully are, or it's safe for you to feel that way. And that's coming from the karmic thing. So don't think at this point that you still have to be guarded, but be watchful is how you do it. That don't mean go pick up no phone and talk about, you know, Divine Sunshine said that it's about to be over with, and, you know, get on out of there, be, and all that stuff. It's my turn, and, you know, it's about time you came to that realization. And she about like, what is you talking about? So, you know, it's like rejoice. My thing was do it in a spiritual way. Thank God that you've gotten that message. Thank God you came to that point. And for you to just go on ahead and to follow your bliss. Like she said, do things that make you happy. You can dance. What other things did she say? Express yourself safely. She keeps on saying safely. Let's not go on and overindulge and give into wild abandonment. But it's, to me, it's like if you got all that pent up energy and release about this situation, you feel like you have been tied up and bind by being in this situation, and you can't really express your love. She's saying in some ways you do have the right, if you feel like you want to rejoice. And although she's giving this sad face about the whole situation ordeal, she does on another level understand why you would feel at that point that you are rightfully so in feeling that. Okay, so that's what she's saying, you know, at this point. That what is the heart of the matter of the situation that you're in right now? Clear? What's at the heart of the matter of this? It's time to disconnect from the world. And I picked that up to be, it's time to kind of disconnect, not even from the, I'm picking this up. It's time to disconnect from the world, because the world, you have been so, some of these karmics or these third party energies have been so busy about them pleasing about what's happening on the outside, what the world would think, what my friends think, what am I perpetrating to the world. I think about Kenya Moore and her with her ex-husband Daily, and she was saying in so many words, she was speaking to me like fluent karmic. She was bragging on to the world about her. I was watching some lady was talking about, you don't, the bragging thing and putting them up on a high pedestal, and it's like you trying to oversell your partner to the world on social media. That's a red flag. You know, that's why I try to tell you all, you're on social media and you all are watching what's going on between the divine masculine and this karmic feminine. At times, you know, you can't believe the hype. You know, that's more than just Flavor Flav saying that. You know, you just cannot or don't believe the hype on some things, because again, they're overselling, and that's a red flag. If it's you can feel it when you're saying that ain't genuine, as you can feel it with some ways it was. Now at the beginning, some of it was, I have to be honest with you, that they genuinely was this love exchange that was going on between the divine masculine and the karmic at the beginning. in the beginning, okay, but now it has evolved into something totally different, okay. It's evolved to a point that, you know, that some of them need some type of counseling if they want to kind of revive and to keep this going. But they know at this point here they need forgiveness and penance, because again, some of them, I'm channeling for them, know they got into this and they got it the wrong way. Some of them honestly already knew that you were in the picture, and they still kept on pursuing, they kept on persevering it anyway, knowing that energetically you were there, and they was just trying to cut it off at the past and say, "No, he's my man now," and that's it. And now they're saying their forgiveness about how they had went about and had did it energetically, because again, they did it the wrong way. They didn't get it honestly, like I said about that trophy. That the thing is, honesty is the best policy. If you practice integrity, can't nobody take something that rightfully belongs away from you. But if you're doing it with this undercut and all this kind of other stuff, there's no way anybody, if you did it with integrity and honesty and you stand in your truth, you should not be at the point that says you say, I need forgiveness, I need to take penance, I need absolution for something. Okay, so she wants to, according to this karma, says they want to retreat, disconnect from the world, because the world has gotten them to this point by them trying to follow the world, trying to be like the Joneses, and everything has gotten them to this point. And why they want to do that is because they know they got to clean up some stuff. They got to sweep around, clean up their own house, where they live, their home, their temple, where they are. Sweep around all that dust and stuff that has been settling. You know, they've been settling for stuff. Actually, you know, just settling for things, letting it be the way it is, but that's not actually the way it's supposed to be. Okay, what things is so you got to open up the door and let things kind of leave that don't no longer serves you or serves a purpose being there. Clear. Okay, now what is it that they're hiding? What are they hiding? And then when I shift over on this side, then I'll start talking to spirit, because they're trying to, nothing. Parasites. They feel as if that, like some of the divine masculines are just feeding off of them. They are. Some of them have gotten to the point that they are actually just, what you call it? That they're feeding off and they're manipulating them. Hold on one second. I can use it. And I don't want to stop it. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, I didn't want to stop it. I'll find a way if I could do it on my movie thing. But anyway, okay. It just came all of a sudden. I forgot I took my water pills. It was like, I gotta get rid of all that. Okay, so they feel like people are feeding into them. Everybody is plugging into them things that they actually need for them to show up. Some of those things are that they want to, they feeding into them as far as how they're supposed to show up in social media. That takes a lot of energy out of you to be able to show up the way that your friends and families, first of all, you're putting a facade. and you want everybody to buy into it. Everybody's plugging into, yeah, girl, and they feeding into you, and you thinking that's kind of feeding into you energetically. But at the same time, it takes a lot of energy for you to put that information out there. Think creatively of how you can build it up and make it more than what it is, and flip it and do all different kind of stuff. Family members, maybe because of this connection that you are with this divine masculine, maybe they're in the money or something like that, and they're feeding and coming to you. Well, you married to masculine, he kind of well off, let's do X, Y, and Z, or let's use your house because you got that beautiful house that he bought you, and X, Y, and Z, or things people want to get close to you because of the connection that you have, or the relationship that you have with the divine masculine, or just who you are and what you're portraying. So now you don't even know if these people is in there just to be with you, or is it this facade that you have actually painted of yourself. So maybe family members is like that too. Some of them has been, I feel like, some rejection or some abandonment issues, and now that you in the situation with the divine masculine, they're feeding off energetically from this connection that you have with him, which is really draining the karmic and a divine masculine. I know some of you said, well, that's stretching, but you must remember that the divine masculine or your divine counterpart is a holder of light, just like that candle there. And from the karmic plugging into the divine masculine, that as a person who is actually divine yourself, if everybody keep on plugging into you like this outlet source like that, that's going to drain you as well. And you call yourself filtering off of the energy that your divine counterpart is doing. Some of these relationships are built off of that dynamic. You might say, oh, you stretching them, but I see it almost just like with this here, where each chain is interconnected with each other on the back of this. And that's actually what it is, that interconnectedness there, which causes that codependency to show up there. So there's their parasite, that whole cycle of thing. And you see how the karmic is kind of showing up in that manner because of all the people that feed off of her. Okay, that's that. So now let's look and see very quickly, because I said 40. What is it that the So what is the overall? How is it showing up now? These my karma cards. What is the relationship showing up now? What's the overall energy? Here, let me see if I can move this out of here. Past, present, and future. I should have had them other cards. Clear. That would have, but that's all right. This is karma. What are past, present, future? Ooh, these cards, slippery rippery. Jesus, I pray. Jesus, be a fence all around me every day. Do. So I travel along the way. I know you can. I know you will. At my battles, if I keep still, Lord, be a fence all around me every day. Do. All right. So in the past, the relationship felt like it had justice. It had relationship. Maybe some law had been involved with it, like a marriage or a contract or something like that. And they felt like, this is just and right what we're doing. This is how it felt like in their emotions. Okay? Trying to see if I see anything else like that. Yeah, I see something look like a shelter out here. They both felt like they had some mountains to climb to help them to get into that relationship where it is. But I'm still seeing here everything in how it seems. Her, her clothing is tattered and torn still, but they're trying to be very fashionable as we doing. So if you don't look at it, you be like, oh, okay, well, they meant to have that torn or rips in the clothes like that on purpose. But if you look at it again, say, nah, wait a second, did you get that from the thrift store? You got the sword is pointing not straight down, it's to the side. So the truth is being told with a twist and a slant to it. That was going on. So again, in there before they had thought that they were going to be able to grow old together, because I see old here. Children were involved. Children were at play. However, to me, I see 10 of coins here that really there was some childhood issues, and especially on the feminine side, that was still there. I'm seeing her look like she almost a child, but she old too. Like she's doing a dance, ballerina on point. But she looks older than what she's supposed to. So, and she got a baby down. Okie dokie. Now when I see this, I'm tapping into some other things. This person has something about nurturing. Maybe always wanted to be a mother. I always had children. They maybe practiced this when they was children. Carrying baby doll. I have like a niece that was like that she used to collect cabbage patch down. To this day, she had kids upon kids. And we knew she was already grooming herself for having kids, though. So, thinking that they're grown or mature enough, but still, these current feminines are still a spoiled or baby or not mature. So some of them act like a spoiled brat, but they still acting as if they're adults. So some of them are still immature. When we're talking about the energies that's in the present here, we got the Chariot, which is some things are really fastly, swiftly changing, especially in the thinking on the parties there. So something is really pushing them. They were pretty much like having, I say, high hopes we have high. So they was up in the sky. Did I show these? I'm sorry if I didn't. Okay, they were up in the sky and something came along to push them down. So they was all on that high, way up there, like you can't catch us, we up there. But something, I see the horses pulling the rein, which caused them to kind of now come back, settle down to earth. So that might have been the honeymoon stage is over with in any relationship, whether you're married or not. And so it brought it down. So we start seeing here, this is a masculine energy here, and I see spider web. So we start webbing a tangle web we weave when wants to deceive. I see something of a TV here. So really trying to forecast or broadcast freedom, because there's an eagle there. And really I see a CB communicate like a walkie-talkie, which to me seems like in some ways it's Osiris, which is really, when you radio there's somebody like that using the walkie-talkie to either tell somebody your location or you need help. Okay, that's what the purpose of walkie-talkie is. Like, I'm going off the grid. I don't want nobody else to know. So a lot of times this divine masculine was communicating off the grid with his divine feminine or other people. Not in the usual way, not out there in front where you would know. I'm seeing 2 rams here, which represents some Aries energies, which means taking of action, war, conflict that was going on. And I see the sun in the city as well. Cityfied. So this person was not, like, to me, if you cityfied, you kind of street smart too. So you're not nobody from out there in the country, like a country bumpkin, or somebody could get over on you because you're not learning the ways. So this person is very well versed about worldly ways of being in the street. So they're smart. streetwise. And I see a snake here. So again, that's coiling itself around the leg of this chair. So chairs to me is like of comfort, and something in that point was really choking the comfort of where this divine masculine actually is. And I see him got on trying to be king, but he's got this beak on him. So a lot of times he was calling himself to try to fly above the storm, even in this situation. So this divine masculine knew something wasn't right, and he needed to take action against this conflict. But he used a lot of his street smart and his wit or his cunning to be able to deal with what had been there. And I see a gate here, a fence. But also I'm seeing, like I said, this web. And to me, when I see this web, a tangle web we weave when wants to deceive. And this snake here around this leg of where you're comforted by, and it was choking the life out of it, like it's not having a leg to stand on. So the foundation of it is breaking down here. He's got the world, I forgot, he's got the world in his hand. So he's trying to really create in his hand a brand new beginning in some ways too, and say he's got control of the physical. So he's trying to say, I got control of this too, but he's got the world in his hand. So he wants this new beginning, like I got the whole world in his hand, like I got control, and you know, I know where I am, my place in this world right now. So that's where presently the divine masculine this is, and the divine masculine has been brought down from up in the sky, that high in the sky, that utopia, and then something that brought it down to say it's got to have this fast change until he's in this is energy now. And now we got the Page of Cups. They got water spilling out of a vessel, which is interesting. It reminds me of air energy, like from an Aquarius kind of thing too. But we see here again, there's a lotus. So there is a new beginning and a evolution that is actually occurring, or they're thinking, somebody's speaking about this, of a change within themselves. So lotus means to really become, to open up, to become evolved. And how you do that, you're spilling of emotions. You're letting go of the vessels of that. You're thinking, this, I see Aquarian energy. So again, that's innovative. Sometimes they portrayed like things didn't matter. They've been analytical about what the situation is too, as well. That's interesting that Aries and Aquarius energies pop up in this one. I see a fish. So it's about a lot of food for thought right now. That's what they're moving into. But this looks like leaves to me. And that looks like maybe something in the fall. That's what's going to, moving into the fall, that's what's about to kind of give way there. Page of Cups. It's love, but it's small. It's like giving birth to something else new. This is an idea, a new idea of self, evolution, release of emotions, fall, food for thought. That's what I see. But then I also see mountains too. Let me see. I could get that Page of Cups. It's on here one. Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, with the strong influence of Neptune, reflects the mysterious subconscious. The page, a mixture of a sandbar, a strange scale marine animal, and a human, blows the bubble of fantasy, apparition, and hallucination of beautiful, unknown sea flowers emerging from the waters of the subconscious. I said it seemed like it was a lotus. Sensuality and imagination have not yet been transformed to active expression, interpretation, devoted, malleable personality, tendency to fantasize, soft-heartedness, mysticism, visions, poetry, lyrics, and art material. Reverse, confusion, lover of beauty without the ability to create it, selfishness, neurosis, hysteria, lack of imagination, too much advice based on limited knowledge. This and I was about to say I see Pisces in here too, but I see this up here at the top. What jumps off it to me is really coming to the point of it jumped out right there. Fantasy. To me, when I picked up here, this moving to the energies of the fantasy is going to be gone. Especially when you're talking about Pisces energies. Pisces energy, they are hopeless romantics with that. Because my mom is a Pisces as well. However, what I feel like with this is, I got you. What I feel like with this is that some things, these is fall leaves. When I look at it, I see fall leaves and some things are falling away. And this look like this is a woman. And a woman just coming to the point right here, she says a sea creature. But to me, it's falling away. The fantasy of what thought it would actually be is now going. And it's leaving, I think, at the fall. Because, again, this fish is not in water. This fish is kind of like out there. I see little drops of water, but that's not enough for that to survive, the idea of it to survive, because it's out here without the water. And you see here, like this is like giving like a last breath to me, like if you're in water and you have that bubble, and most time when you do that, that's about it. So Page of Cups here, I see here with the fantasy, and like I said, it's a lover of beauty without the ability to create. There's nothing from that point on for it to create or to manifest any further. That's where it's going to, as far as the energies. Okay, I went over the time. I did say 40. I wanted to see about how could, this is an hour. I think, clear, sorry. This one, I went off the cup when I seen that one. What is the, what needs to change? Let's get more specific. Excuse me. Changing your mind, right? Changing your mind about that. Getting more into, I see the orange there, being creative about solutions of how you can get out of that situation as well, and being able, your solar plexus, standing your power and getting into your chakra for the divine, for the karmic, not the divine, excuse me, for the karmic. That's what needs to change. Clear. What does divine or source or powers that be see that needs to be surrendered about in this situation for this karmic? They said surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. Because I see right here, it's like moving into the energies like I don't have anything right now. I'm just going to give out my last breath, and I'm going to just die in this situation. And they were saying, you know, just like the divine feminine is asked for a miracle, the karmic is also asking for a miracle of a way out of this situation. Surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. So the karmic also needs to find a way out, ascend, make your way up, level up from where you are, and find out what's your true enlightenment in the situation that brings light to it. And then surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks and difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. And it's saying for the karmic, for them to look for new opportunities, not old opportunities, of finding ways to kind of revive what they're actually in. Okay. What's the energies that they want, that they're pushing them to move into next? Clear. Queen of Earth. Okay. Oh, the song was left out. That's all right. That's what wanted to come out. Practical and grounded, trustworthy, earthy, resourceful, and gardener who tends to what has been planted. I am committed, down to earth, and clear about my goals. I am honest as I work with others to keep it real and be true to what we are doing and the challenges before us. I use all my resources wisely, whether they are finances, opportunities, or people willing to help me in my endeavors. And that's funny that the powers that be and source and guides led us right back to what I'm saying. Be honest. Integrity is everything. When you practice that, the universe has no problem in backing you up and understanding and taking a real hard, honest look as to what things they say for they're pushing the karmics to be practical and grounded so they can be trustworthy, and then use the resources that they have in the physical to be able to the things that they have planted, the seeds that they planted. You reap what you sow. Deal with those things that you have reaped it. Like she said at the beginning, I want to take absolution, forgiveness, and penance. Those things of how you have got about into the situation and the things you've done in the situation. Going ahead and take your karmic, put your big girl panties on, and go ahead and deal with the repercussions of whatever things that you had planted, that you had reaped, and you had sowed there. Okay? And then honestly work with other people to keep it real and be true to what you are doing and the challenges that are before you, and the divine masculine that you are with, or the divine, our divine counterpart, or the divine partner that is ours, or the divine masculine that you're dealing with. Being honest with them about where you actually are in the situation. So they want you, the powers that be is pushing you to be a more committed, down to earth, and clear about your own goals as to where you actually want to go. And that goal is not to stay right where you are, because you see here in this here, you are slowly dying in that. And that Page of Cups is not enough for you to sustain yourself as far as in the energies of love. That's like just barely just starting off love. And that's like a little drop of love. And you at this point, you know, karmics, anybody, everybody that's on this earth deserve a nice cup of love, not a drop or a milliliter of love. Regardless of how it comes out, everybody on this, we know that everybody in this world, there's somebody for everybody. No matter how evil you are, just like the Joker. The Joker love Harley Quinn. There's always somebody out there for everybody. Okay? All right then. Is there any message that you want to whispers of love? No, I think that's pretty much kind of it there. So we're going to leave that because that's what she said. That's what it's in. So I want to thank you to the karmic, that the energies that I had seen that had brought this in, and that had again answered the question about what is the interview about what's currently going on collectively with the karmics and the divine masculine energies and stuff like that. So I thank you, and if I feel like I want to kind of continue on and go a deeper in-depth interview about this a little bit more, I'll probably look into that later on. All right then. If you like this and you want to get your own karmic thing, remember this is general. This is not specific. Excuse me. You can book a reading with me at Divine Unisouls 11, and I think I had that listed as one of my services. Let me look real quick. Do I have that down? I might have took it off. Yeah, I took it off. I thought I did. Okay, I'll look into it and see if I could be able to add um, that into you. I don't need to go that deep. I might just keep it 30 minutes. And I'll take one of those off and then I'll do a 30-minute karmic thing. And I'll do that. So you can go to my Divine Unisouls 11.co and you can book, and it'll lead you right to my online booking site. And you can book a reading with me if you want to insight into your karmic situation that's tailor-made for you. All right then, and don't forget I'm also still holding my Divine Masculine 411 and Divine Feminine 411, especially if you want to look into your energies or the Divine Masculine energies for $22 for 30 minutes, okay? So if you want to do that, that's fine too. That does not include the karmic situation. That's a whole different energies that I have to tap into for that one. So you would look up for that. It'll be a karmic 30-minute reading for that. Okay, all right, until next time. Stay uplifted, or if the spirit, they told me, they yanked me back. Say, unless the spirit tells me that you need to have insight about that. When you ask for your Divine Masculine reading or your Divine Feminine meeting, I can delve in that. That's if spirit tells me to do that. And it organically leads into that. Okay? So until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste. Namago. Love you.